Welcome back to segment 2 of the Tao Zuma or Zoo Tao. Let's just call it a Zoo Tao. Anyhow, so the thing's rolling now, and I thought I would take all of the stuff back off and finish out the welds and so forth. But I figure I'm just gonna hard set everything and then come back and weld everything back up. So relocating the tank was up here. It went around in the back here, and these mounts, I cut them off and then I bolted them back to the tank. So that's where I want that tank to sit. As a racer, lower center of gravity. But I also want to shorten this thing up, and it's going to be a naked sort of frame exposed bike, so I'm going to have to kind of struggle with the seat situation, wiring and all that other stuff that can be handled pretty easily because it's going to be very minimal. I will have blinkers, of course, rear view mirrors, all that. But the headlight doesn't have to be big like the old Tao Tao headlight and the Zuma bug eye design, because I've got all the LED stuff now, and I've got a couple of LED lights that just here at the shop. I'm going to see how they look on there. So here we are. We're getting ready to relocate the tank. Got a little bit of welding to do. I'm going to have to create a tower here for the seat, the front swivel, and the bottom mount here for the gas tank. I'm watching the fake news as we speak. There's the fake news. That's the face of fake news. There you go. The face of fake news. And so that's where the top of that support's got to be. And I got to make a standoff, because if you, let me put the seat up there. If the seat is on like so, and then you swing it up, and it's got to hit the bars, and as you can see, the seat will actually hit the upright if I don't have a standoff, and I'll show you what that looks like. Over here I'm welding it up. So the round tube is the swivel that the long bolt goes through, so the seat can swing up and down. And then that's my standoff, the square tubing there. So let's get that welded and a few other things, and get the seat mounted. Got the brace for the gas tank there, and that worked out really well. The tank is just rock solid. And I got the support for the seat. And I had to actually clearance it because the tank didn't want to come out. So what I did, figured out a way that I could get it in and out. But what had to happen is this had to be moved forward just a little. But that's all welded in. The seat. We'll get that seat with the stay or the lock mechanism here, and we're gonna probably have to build a little something here for the light, a little something coming around from in here to there, something to house the rear tail light and that seat latch. And that seat latch will center the seat. And I'll probably have to do a couple of other little supports underneath the seat here and there. But I also mounted the kickstand. So there's the kickstand. Voila! And there is the scooter. You can see it kind of taking shape. I'm gonna, imagine it with. Well, I've got to. I got to explain a little something here. I have had a little bit of pushback since this was going together and started to take a little shape. My girlfriend has decided that this is going to be her scooter. So we're going to paint the frame, and I think it'll look really cool. That color, kind of a medium purple. Now I had this on something way back when, and I just decided to paint this old stainless or Stanley utility knife with the paint. But with the frame purple like that, and of course the seat's going to get reupholstered. Believe it or not, I would think that on eBay there would be a million parts for Tao Tao scooters. I thought there'd be like endless because they're such throwaways, But I can't find a seat, and I'd want one that's nearly perfect to replace this one. So I'm going to see if my seat guy, if he'll just reupholster it. And who knows, maybe I'll do something a little more custom for her, but it's always nice to have a black vinyl seat. It'll make the purple frame pop. And more than likely I'll paint that. Well, that's a question for you people out there. Should I paint the tank, the fuel tank, the same color as the frame? I think it would look nice. Definitely be nice and shiny and purple, and would that look good? Now keep in mind, what I found is a later model Zuma, I believe, has the regular 7/8 inch bar clamps, so you could put on a set of handlebars from even a motocross bike, and that is going to flatten this out, which would really be nice, because they're not really high. I sat on it and it didn't seem high. It seemed actually kind of nice, but it won't look cool. So I am going to get that mount, and the way it looks like it has the same bolt and clamp setup with just a regular 7/16 bar mount. And so I've got plenty of bars. Might even do a motocross bar. I mean, this is going to be a custom, kind of a sporty, high performance. I may go a little further on the motor than I have in the past. If everything else really comes out looking really cool, I may dive into that motor and really do something more high performance. So we're getting there. And that, the seat mount and the kickstand. So from here, we're going to go to probably the tail light and figure out what we're going to do on the footrests, whether they'll be actually foot pegs. I really think I'm just going to use a small little pedestal, because I've ridden a lot of these Zuma scooters, and really your feet just go right there. Even if it's wider out here, I tend to tuck your toes right inside and that's more of a natural spot. So I think the width of this crossbar and perhaps a little bit of diamond plate, you know, just something that will hold your feet. I know that I might have to do something with the motor to maybe cover it. Now it's going to have plastic coverings with a fan, and all the natural things that come with the motor, but it would be nice to maybe cover it just for heat coming up. So there might be a little cover over that open area, or even a whole cover around here. But these, I'm hoping, I'm going to have to really look to see if it's supporting anything here. And if not, these are coming off, because I want this to be lean and thin, and her legs are really short, so as they come down, her feet could just go right next to this frame, and it would give her flat-footed access when she's at a stoplight. So there is the next projects, and we'll get to them right now. This is the latch from the Tao Tao 50. I just spotted it onto a hoop I had, and it's gonna go right here. And basically the seat is gonna fall down on top of it. So I'm gonna get it at the right position and then spot it, and then we'll see how that works. And it's all mounted, of course, just tacked. And I'm going to utilize these holes down here for the turn signals. But there it is. Works pretty good. Okay, so the last part of this part 2 is here. I'm going to make them a little shorter because that those guys in Shingletown are so bored that they absolutely can't stand to go more than a couple days without a video of something. And old One-Eyed Jerry, you know, I know One-Eyed Jerry, he probably cover the good eye to watch a video. They're so, you know those guys in Shingletown. Well, anyway, so what we've done is we've had a lot of work done in the back here. As far as a rear seat mount. And the reason I did all this is because without support right here, which I'll show you, and watch how nice this latches. Beautiful. I've got these right here, these little perches that are going on the rubber of the seat. And then up in here, you can see how the bottom of the seat rests on this flat tab. So what we've got is a really solid seat. Super solid seat. Not gonna vibrate, not gonna, slip around or slide around. I'm real happy with that. And, I had to do some extra supporting. I was originally just putting this on here, but this tab was a little bit thin for me, so I put another piece of metal up here. And then what I did on the back here is I mounted a plate, and I'm going to put the rear tail light on this plate. And this plate actually probably I'm going to maybe grind off an and grind off some of these corners. Make this a little bit more shaped more like this piece here. I'm not so sure how it's going to look. So I think I'll probably mount it up first, see how it works, see how it looks, and go from there. So once I get done with the back and have, watch that again. Oh, that's so, Joe, isn't that sweet? Isn't that nice, Joe? And as soon as I get into the next video, I'm probably going to lose, like I said, these sidebars here. I think that this right here is semi-solid to very solid. And the girlfriend is going to love the color. And so I guess the next thing is to just move forward a little. But at some point, I'm going to have to address the engine and the wiring. And that's going to be a whole probably segment in itself with the wiring, because you've got a brake light. You've got a brake light that is going to need to come on, and you've got lever brakes. You've got hand lever brakes. So the Zuma had all those switches, so I'll probably work with those little clusters on the handlebar. But for now, it is a solid seat. The rear end is pretty much done. I'm going to grind all the high spots out, smooth it out, and mount the turn signals, and it will mount the rear tail light, and all will be done there, and then just start moving forward. So until the next video, you guys in Shingletown, have a nice weekend with this new episode of the Franken Scooter.